iMaB, Intentional Movement and Behavior, a program committed to helping individuals find movement and create coping skills for daily life. Over the last 10 years, iMaB has been in schools, classrooms, scouts, professional development courses, senior living, and community events. Then our unique curriculum shaped into a method for those with special needs. In 2017, we reached out to the principal, Nick Fratto, of the Pathfinder School, a school for those with special needs ages 5 to 21 in Bethel Park. Here, they cater to a myriad of diagnoses. Nick excitedly accepted our offer, and iMaB was given the opportunity to lead 9 out of the 12 classrooms 1 to 2 times a week. We began the process with lots of talks with teachers, staff, and students. Then we hit the ground running. As we expected, the first sessions presented a multitude of challenges. Students were still getting used to us and our methods. We left that first week knowing we had our work cut out for us. We then went back and watched our video footage from the first sessions. Chaotic? Yes. Disorderly? Oh yeah, but one thing stood out. The smiles. Students, teachers, support staff. We were smiling. Just about everyone was smiling. We knew we were onto something. As the weeks progressed, we were blown away with the quick connections that were being made. Each classroom had its own goals and objectives, and improvements were being seen across the board. Moreover, the smiles, they never left. Teachers, staff, and students were surveyed at the end of the 10-week pilot study. 97% responded and said they see this program as helpful and relevant to the students' daily lives. 30% of staff began to use these strategies themselves outside the classroom and within their own daily lives. 100% of those surveyed wanted iMaB in their classroom again next year. The iMaB team hit the ground running again, this time to help the Pathfinder School pay for the full year program. Grants were applied for, and fundraising efforts went into full effect. In the heat of brainstorming, word came in. We won the grant. Social and Emotional Learning Innovation Award came through with $25,000. This was just enough to get us going for the full 2019-2020 school year. We set our classroom goals and strategies and got to work. This time, we were interested to see how it went at the beginning of the school year, now that most were familiar with us. We were happy to learn most of the students who had returned from the past year retained almost everything they had learned before. Then we observed how new students acclimated compared to the previous year. As hoped, the transition was much smoother, as this time they had the examples of their peers to guide their interests. Goals were crushed again and again, each classroom finding more and more movement and creating their own set of coping skills. 6 weeks into the program, we surveyed the staff and asked, do you see students using the coping skills outside of the iMaB session? 20% said yes. 50% replied students behaved and acted differently after an iMaB session, noting they were more relaxed, less anxious, a decrease in hyperactivity, and more focused. But moreover, they appeared happier. The top goal was for students to willingly participate in the session. We accomplished our goal. These numbers were on the rise. Students who chose to not participate in the beginning, eventually, they found their way into the session on their own terms. Another objective was to decrease the amount of support students needed with each skill. This goal was accomplished too. Gradually, students needed less and less guidance. As the weeks went on, we were able to increase the challenges and add more and more skill play. We had the occasional student who still chose not to participate. Though the interesting part was, most of the time, they didn't try and leave. They watched. They listened. They noticed the shift in focus of their peers and teacher. They too saw the smiles around them. The developments we saw across the board gave us proof of what we were doing is working. Movement, even the slightest amount, has been scientifically proven to have positive effects on the body and brain. Coping skills are not common sense. Moreover, these skills are rarely taught or even demonstrated at a young age. If we can bask in the positive implications of movement and have the power to make ourselves feel okay, imagine the ripple effects. Not only is the individual impacted by their own hard work, but so are the people close to them. iMaB wants to help the Pathfinder School continue their mission of offering a pathway to independence.